G'day, it's Robbie again. Well, lately I've been working on a little Stirling engine that I did mention a while back. I'm modelling it on a Banggood design, but of course it's going to be quite differently engineered. I'm just flying by the seat of my pants on this and just using up what I've got. And I thought I'd show you where it's got to. I've been doing most of the work on the old cheap Chinese lathe here, and with collets. Once again, if you do this sort of work, this is where collets are fantastic. I mean, it just makes it so easy. I couldn't imagine doing it without collets, quite frankly. And yeah, you can see I've had to swing the compound around and bring it in closer so I can work right up close. So I've got it all shifted across. I did a modification on this thing years ago to do that. So because the lead screw covers, impinge the travel that you've got to the headstock, and yeah, so that works fine. Anyway, I'll show you where I'm at, and just a bit of a quick and dirty look at yeah, how it's all going. So here's the unit that I'm basing my model on. It's a Banggood unit that they sell. They've got quite a few Stirling engines and flame lickers, and yeah, they're pretty interesting. And this one's pretty simple. It's just got the displacer over here, power piston here, 2 flywheels, and the main support is also the crossfeed gallery, so it feeds out the back of the displacer across through a hole in the support and feeds the power piston. I mean, you could machine something like that up from scratch, but I'm using what I've got, and I'm using a vacuum tube that Craig Roop sent me, a very nice one. And I'm just going with the stainless steel and brass that I've got. So here's where I'm at with mine. And I'm also using these 3mm Allen headed bolts I got from Banggood, which are extra good. So yeah, you would have seen where I made up that threading tap in a previous video, where that was so I could mount this vacuum tube, this dash pot. That comes up, yep, onto the mount, and the displacer is here. I've still got to make up the displacer chamber, which it'll all be brass, and will have 3 or 4 cooling fins at the back. It's a 2-piece thing, so it bolts up to this stainless steel base. You can see it can all be disassembled and worked on and modified if need be. The displacer is home cast aluminium. It's in 2 pieces, it all screws together. It's got a lock nut on the back, and I'll probably I might use some gasket cement just to make sure everything stays in place. So this is hollow inside, and this is a stepped cap that steps back into it, and then it's threaded on the end of this rod, and it's threaded up here with a nut, and it pulls the whole thing together. Pretty simple, but it works good. And of course it's all brass, as you can see, and I've matched the mounts, and this is very snug, very close fit. I had to buy a 3.1mm incremental drill to get this a perfect fit, and it is. And so I probably won't need any sort of a seal on the back of this. I was thinking maybe I might have to put a little gland seal there with a screw-up adjuster on it, and that's why I've got this sort of spark plug. The spark plug type fitting. I was thinking something like that you could screw it up, but I don't think it's going to need it, because it's such a snug, just a nice smooth fit. Everything's perfect. And here's where the 2 flywheels will go with the ball races, and they'll just stroke off of that. Yeah, the cross gallery is 3/8. I just drilled that through, and it intersects with this back of this unit here. I also drilled out the centre of the dash pot to maximum size I could go, which I think was 3mm. Yeah, I went to 3mm to give it better breathing, because it's quite a restrictive little gallery there. And so the cross gallery intersects there, goes up to here, to a blind corner here, intersects with the back of the displacer, and the displacer feeds in through a larger diameter on the stainless steel mounting plate for this displacer itself. So yeah, So yeah, the rest will be all brass, 3 or 4 cooling fins. They should look really snazzy. And then I'll have the heating section here, and that'll be thicker and heavier. I'm aiming for probably a 16 or 20 mil stroke. I haven't quite decided on that. And the 3 mil, everything's pretty much 3 mil. The 3 mil stainless steel rods that I used for the displacer are 6 skewers, 6 cooking barbecue skewers from the Chinese sort of cooking implement shop for $2.50, and they're perfect for making this sort of stuff, you know. So yeah, everything's coming along swimmingly well, and even though I'm not showing it as I'm doing this because it just is too time consuming, you know, and it's shooting videos, it interrupts your flow of work pretty badly, so you just have to see the result, and at the end, if it runs, which I think it will, I expect it will, I might put up some measurements, and you can think about maybe making your own, you know, along similar lines. So yeah, all in all, turned out good. Just needs, you know, still have to finish off some of the facing on these 2 sides. The back and the front are okay. I don't need to work on those, but I'm going to have to do some mounts at some stage. So I think I'll mount it sort of a U-shaped sort of bracket. I was going to use a rod to link them, you know, from there to there, and then have vertical risers coming up on both these blocks. I mean, this block will be a lot smaller when I've machined it. That's just the base stock. But I was thinking maybe I wouldn't have a central rod. I'd actually mount them on a sort of U-shaped section that would then bolt onto some nice wood or something. So yeah, I'm trying to make it look as nice as possible. And it's got an Allen headed bolt for the to seal the cross gallery. There you have it, guys. Anyway, I'm giving it my best shot, so hopefully it'll all turn out looking good. All right, I'll see you next time. Cheers.